Hello everyone, welcome to SketchCraft Digibooks. How I make a Digibook part 1, or I don't know, maybe I get this all done in one shot, but we'll see. So basically, I'm prepping the Critter Digibook. It's a cover I did for a book called Critter at Big Dog Ink. And you can see the final cover was an homage to Spider-Man issue 1. I can show you right here what that sort of looked like. Looks like this. It's an homage, right? So after Todd, even sign it like Todd. You can see the original Marvel style, original cover, the whole bit, and try to do it justice, Anyhow, this Digibook will cover how I made this. So basically, I'm going to walk you through how I do this because setting up a Digibook takes an awful lot of time. So first, here's my Kickstarter folder, right? And then I got the Digicraft, and these are all the books I've made so far. Here I got a Critter folder. I can show you what the Mononoke folder, what that kind of looks like. I have a Dev folder, Final Files folder, which is separated by Portable, PSD, and Ultra Edition for the different people who backed. And this has the audio file, and this has the Digibook, and the PSD has the final PSDs that they backers who picked that get, and the Ultra, also the Ultra copy. The dev is where I put all my pieces that I'm going to make this stuff into. So that's what I call as a dev folder. So I'm going to go over here and make a dev folder 00. Put 00 because I like to kind of go to the top and it's just more of a utility folder. And so then what I need to do is come in here and put in like whip. I'll start there. And I can go and take these. Luckily, I did these initially. I saved these all high res. So there's quite a bit of 25 alone on that, plus the 30, 34, some 34 images on this one. So I'm just going to copy this over here. And they're a pretty high res, so they came out to be like 300 megabytes just for that one file. Yeah. So this one's nice. As I was working, I saved progress. So that's pretty good. Let me make certain that I got a lot of the... I do keep an Evernote that kind of keeps track of my progress. Let me open that up. Let's see, here we go. So here we go, here's my little, I still have to record. I got the Hell Girl and Cowboy Girl set up, but I have to record the audio this weekend with Brandon. So low res, critter build. I have to make a little checklist so I know where I'm at. Critter build, delete that. I should have added like an asset, make assets. Dev folder. I'll check these as I go along for the mini byte, and then for the megabyte, I can just come over here. PSD. Awesome. So let me get back to building that. So next thing I need is I need the high res lines. Now I did do this cover, a 3D version of this cover, and I would love to like go in and show you guys how I did that, but I haven't done this in a long time. So and the 3D on this didn't come out as good as I wanted to because it was kind of an after effect. At the time I was doing 3D conversions for covers, and Tom was like, "Oh, you could do that for Critter." And had I known, I would have. She has no background, so it was really hard to separate her from the background and give a really strong 3D contrast. But see if this will open up in Photoshop. But if you have red and blue glasses, you could sort of get the effect right here for a second. If you put on some, even like photos, I guess YouTube has some of those filters too. I got some red and blue glasses, and I can kind of look at them right now. And yeah, she's separated, but not as well as I would like. It's, like anything else, you can convert to 3D or design for 3D. And designing for 3D is always first critter knockoff cover ever. Okay, we'll close that up. So I'm just going to omit that. It's not really important. Let me open up these rough folders. I have to check these PSDs to make certain that all this stuff, these were all alternates that I had. And I don't know if they're in my... Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save this as well. Rough 01. Let me close that out. I'll just put that over here for now. And let me check out Rough 02. Okay, so that one I definitely have in my whip folder. So I'll close that up. Now I need to get my lines. Let's see. Line arts. This one's higher, so it's probably a more complete version of the line arts. And I did this stuff like 3 years ago, I think, so it's tough to like go through. Okay, this is definitely not the final lines. So let me just save that for now and see what this is. No, I don't want to update. Let me open this back up. Those are the final lines. And I can come right over here and let me just reset my deck workspace. Rob space. All right. So these are the final lines. Cool. Excellent. So let's just turn some of this stuff off and see what we got. Great. So like this is, I'll put this in the PSD folder for the people who got the PSDs because I'm cool like that. So final 600 DPI. And so when I draw covers, like this is all drawn digitally, drawn in ink digitally. So you could see I draw at the comic book size at 600 DPI. So that gives me 4,000 by 6,000 pixels. So came out nice, right? Like all professional looking and shit. Photoshop, all drawn in Photoshop. So just go ahead and close that out. No. And this is an earlier version. Which I think I'll just throw in there as a bonus. What the hey, right? So let me just put these over here. I don't worry about renaming things later. So these were all the 3D depth files. Where's the final color file? Final color, final 400, final color. Click no. And then all these layers, great. Everything is in there where it needs to be. So I'll go here and I will toss this into here as well. I think that's all the stuff I need. I think. Oh, and I already have JPEGs of these at high res. So I will toss this in as well. And do I dare even bring up? Let me just open up these 3D files and see. Because I have like a custom process for doing this. And it's fairly elaborate. Yeah, see, I don't even remember how it's been so long. I'd have to bring a buddy of mine over to kind of remind me because he was there when I did it. So I'm gonna ignore all that shit. I think that's that. So we can minimize that and minimize this bullshit. So let's come over here. Digi line arts whip. Digi line arts final printer cover. Fee 01. Scheisse. I should probably go back and get my Ruffy 02, which is right here. P02. So now I'm gonna go and make sure my cover's made. So I got two covers here, Ultra and Portable. I know I made these covers because I had to show them off for the Kickstarter, but I want to make sure that they're good to go. I think I have to replace the Ultra sticker. Yes, okay. Okay, so I have not made it. So this is the Okami cover. You can see my PSD layout structure is pretty nuts, right? So let me go over, and first thing I need to do is go back to my Kickstarter, Digicraft, and print files. I'm gonna come over here to Mononoke cover art and the Mononoke cover ultra. And I had changed this ultra sticker. Initially I was like labeling ultra res, this many megabytes, but it gets to be a real pain. So I'm just putting in ultra res edition. So you can see that's what it looks like. I'm gonna move this over to a second screen. Little tip here. If I want to drag something from a file to another file, I want to land exactly where it's at, just click it, hold the shift and drag in, and it will place it right in the exact same spot. See? It was just below the other one. So I can turn that off. So I don't have to line it up or nothing. Just shift and drag into, and it will line right up. So that's for, let me type this in. Critter come here from the pages of Big Dog Eats from home. Let's remove that E. Page of Big Dog Eats very own. And then we duplicate that and move that over. Merge down. And then hit V. No, come right down here to the Okami cover. Turn that off. And then I need to actually load up the final critter art. Go to my dev and to the final critter cover. Flatten, mode, CMYK, Image mode, RGB. That just makes certain that the colors that I put in here are accurate. And now we'll come over here and paste. She should go something like perfect. Now I'm already masked that out. I'm gonna go ahead and fill that with white. Then I gotta come over here and paint her head out. So really quickly in the mask, I'm just gonna mask, close those guides so nothing snaps to it. Just quickly mask that out. And the reason why I'm showing why I do this is because I think, just so people who get the stretch goals, the only things left, and there's like six or eight of them left to do. I just want people to know like how much effort kind of like goes into making these, Not that anyone's complained. It's just sometimes even I'm like, damn, it took like 12 hours to set up times 8, it's like 80 hours of work. So, which I don't mind doing, just I'm like, look how long this took. Oh, scheiße. So that's not good. I need the signature off. Undo that merge. Turn the signature off. We'll reflatten that. Image mode. CMYK. Image mode. RGB. So again, repaste that back into the file. I didn't do any scaling, so it should just match up. Opacity a little bit certain. There you go. Super easy. Perfect. So that's done. I can delete those old. So we'll go ahead and save this. And then I'm going to export it as a TIFF. So file, save as. Right in here, I'll come in here and just save it as a TIFF and flatten everything. And then I'm going to open that TIFF back up and just run my little action script that sets it all up for print. And I'll hit save. Even though I'm not printing this, I use the same settings. So that's good to go. And we can close that up. I need to save the portable edition. So I already have the Ultra and the portable color schemes built into here. So I just flip this out here. I turn off that Ultra sticker, turn on the portable sticker, and flip out the background. And then the last thing I do is come up to the critter and change the style from red to blue. Boom. And then we will save that as critter portable. A little bit of prep work goes a long way. I was hoping Brandon would be here tonight so I could shoot the shit with him, but he's MIA. So whatever. Cool. So then I will save this as a TIFF file, portable. Uncheck layers, click save. And then we will open that back up. And again, I have these little 4 print settings. Boom, save. Great. So this part's done, and I do not want to save that, thank you. So the covers are knocked out and complete. I want to export these as PDFs now. So what I'm going to do is create, well, I can just copy my last file. I have an InDesign folder or file I've already set up, so I'll paste my last one in, and I will rename it Critter. Critter, and rename it Critter, and I will open the InDesign up. I'll show you how I export these covers as PDFs. I set them up this way so if I ever wanted to print this stuff, like as physical books or something, or like make a section in a sketchbook or something with any of the stuff, that it would all be ready to do, you know? Or maybe even offer a tier where you could get a printed copy of this, you know, if you wanted it. And then print them on demand, you know? So let me go ahead and just, as soon as InDesign decides to load its sorry ass up, great. So you can see, this is my old Heaven and Hell one. We can close that out. No. So right now it has the Mononoke stuff. I'm gonna go here to links, right click this, right click and check relink. And then I gotta go back into my critter folder, into cover art, and I will pick the Ultra. And see, this is what it looks like when it's all trimmed up. So we'll go ahead and save that. And then file export into the cover art. It's already labeled C1 Ultra. Any of the cover art, so you know, a little printing tip, are usually labeled C1, C2, and then C3, C4. So your covers exist 4 pages, really, 2 on the front, 2 on the inside. And when you send them to a printer, you want to label them C1 for the cover, inside cover C2, and then the back inside is C3, and the back cover C4. So I labeled this C1 Ultra. For Ultra Edition, save the PDF. I'm going to select range 2. I only want to select the second page here. I have this already rendered out. Click export. And I'll save that again. Okay, it's already saved. So I can just minimize that. And I can show you. Oh, look at that. It put it in the Mononoke. I bet you I overwrote the Mononoke. No, I didn't. Where did that go? InDesign sometimes likes to do whatever the hell. So where did it go? Put it in the Venom file. Luckily that was empty. InDesign is glitchy. Reminds me of my Mac at work. I can paste that in there. So there it is. And if we come in here, or we go into the critter folder, cover art, here it is. So once it's there, I can go into Acrobat and show you. Great. And we'll come back to this. We'll come back to this later, so we'll close that out. Now I need to do the portable edition. So I'll open that up and go over here, relink. And the portables are blue colored and the high res are, you know, red colored. So that gets loaded up. File, export, and that's already C1 portable. And there it is. So it remembered. Oh no, it's bet you it's in the Venom folder. File, export, because I didn't delete. Bet you. Oh look, it's in the Venom folder. Little fucker. So come over here, cover art, and we'll save that in there. Range 2, export. Yep, we will save that. And we will close you. I can go ahead and minimize that. So that part's done. Covers are made. Luckily, I got lucky this time. These whip files are all saved properly. Now what I need to do is go in here and delete. See, here's a naming convention I use, 34. You can see the pixel resolution is 2749 by 4000 pixels. So 3000 2.5 thousand pixels by 4,000 pixels. And then over here, it's 900 by 15 or 1354. So these were the ones I posted on the internet. Anything that has like a little a, lowercase a next to it is low res. So just go here, click that, click that, click that. That should be it. I'm gonna go ahead and delete. I don't need the low res. And let me just double check. Sometimes easier to just go to details and just skim for an A. Nope. Perfect. So we can actually start now and build. So I'm going to go one to all the way to here. And we're going to combine supported files in Acrobat. This little dialog pops up. And then what I want to do is grab these here and drag them up. They used to have this thing where you could be like, move to the top. A long time ago in Acrobat, and it was the best. Now they just make it drag the shit up. I hate it. All right, so there we go. Combine the files. Let Acrobat do some work for you. Drink some coffee. Saturday, I'm going to build the Godzilla book, and I'll stream that too, so people can see. Because with those, I have to actually screen cap the videos of when I'm painting, since I did a lot of that by paint. Okay, so it wants to save a temp file. So I'm going to go over to my critter folder, and this is still a dev for me. So I'm just going to name that binder one's fine. Just going to save that. Let it finish saving sometime this century. It's because they're all these like uncompressed files. So let's go over here, fit to page. And then now I'm going to come back over to the Mononoke to cover arts. I'm going to copy, oh, Scheiße. Where is it? I know it's in here. Final dev. Maybe it's in PDF dev. Of course it isn't. Where's my C4 file? So annoying. C4 Ultra, C4 Portable. Critter, cover, control, paste. So now what I'm going to do is document, insert pages from file. I'm going to make the Ultra first. So I'll go to cover. I'll select the Ultra cover. And I'm going to put this page first, location before. So it drops it right in there. And then I'm going to do one more insert pages from file, C4 Ultra. I'm going to select the last page and put after. And so we go to page display, single page, zoom, fit, and we can skim through. And these are all the high res files. That I will do audio commentary for. All the steps are here. Perfect. So I will file, save as. Now I already have a naming convention for this. I'm going to come back to my Mononoke and oh wait, no. And select that so it just drops my naming in there. And then come back to the critter file and create a 00 final files folder. Critter Ultra. Critter Portable. And Critter PSD. Here, and this should be number 16. And this will be labeled Critter Ultras. And we shall save. The Godzilla is going to be a fucking pain in the ass. Really. So that's saved. Now I want to replace this page with my portable version. Yep. Yep. And then I'm going to go all the way back up to the top and document replace this page with the portable version. I'm going to double check. Perfect. File, save as, portable, and I'll just go over here and just type in the word portable. Although it isn't completely done yet because it's still high res, right? So first we got to save it, and then we can convert it to low res. To do that, we go to Advanced PDF Optimizer. I already have this setting set for 100 at 150, 100, 150, 100, 150. Just changes the resolution of every image in the PDF down to JPEG. So we'll click OK. And then I'm not going to write over the file because that sometimes gives me an issue. I'm just going to make a space after that. And I'll delete the other file. Sometimes if you try to rewrite, if you try to write over PDFs while you're rendering a PDF, it'll just give you an error. It's 50-50. So it's processing everything, processing. I learned like this from doing GameFan, to be honest, like processing the whole magazine and everything else. So it's boring. I won't lie. This is not fun. But you learn to do this. You learn to make your own sketchbooks. You can print everything, process everything. So you can check the resolution. Let's zoom in to 100%. Yeah, you can see. See how it's blurred out. Like if we go to 200%, it's pretty low res. Okay. So we can close that. Minimize it. That part's done. Now I need to set up the PSD file. So we come back into here. I need to set up, where is it? We can just go ahead and copy that, copy those files into here. I'm pretty much going to leave those files untouched. Like those are bonus files as far as I'm concerned. Like if they want to dig through it, they can. So go over here to dev, and then the final cover is what I really want. Final files, PSD, and I have to go here and clean it up and name layers and shit. Give it a second to copy the file over. Perfect. So let's go ahead and open this up. I also need to open up my last file I did. now. Where is it? Oh, here it is. So there's that. And I need to open up my disclaimer file. So let's go back to Mononoke, cover art. No, sorry, final files. PSD, Mononoke, PSD, which is pretty big. It's like 844 megabytes. This is what I want, this disclaimer page I've made. Come in here and drag that at the very top. So I have that, and then close that file out. So now we need to come here, turn that. I need to delete all hidden layers. And then turn that off. And then we shall group this together and call it art. Let's minimize all these folders. And then we'll start turning everything off. We'll call it G. I don't actually name stuff while I'm working on it. So let's figure out what the lines are. They're in here. Let me just turn this on. You right click. If you hold down Alt and right click, it'll jump to where I need it to go. Turn that down. There are the lines. Line arts. Okay. Let's just start working our way up. We can just label that. Label that buckle. I'll just label that shade. Come on. Fixie. Shade. And top shade. Label that. Where'd I put it? If you click the wrong button, just undo. These are fixies, so I'm just going to copy that. And what I do is I actually turn all the layers off, and I actually do an audio walkthrough. Like a 10-minute, hey, here's me fixing everything. A big fixie, because it seems a lot of changes went into that freaking thing. Shade. Highlight. I hate when you got a scratch on your foot. All right. And then this is, oh, those are halftones. I bet these like comic book like halftones. Picturing, yeah. Picture. Paste that in there. This is a dodge layer. When you want to do glows, you can fill it with black and set to linear color dodge and do a lot of nifty glows. I'm not merging anything. Like I want people to see like this is what the file looks like as I'm working. And a lot of it's because as I'm working, when I do something, I put on a different layer. So if I don't like it, I can just delete the layer versus trying to do undos. Or I've seen people will like set their files up so they can do like 300 undos, and they got these scratch disk files that are like 300 gigs. But if you just do something on a different layer and you don't want it anymore, you can just delete the layer. I don't know why the internet gets so big on like I do everything on one layer. You've obviously never had to have people edit your work before. If that's the case. So hair highlight, hair highlight, highlight. Highlight. I just want to get these Digibooks over with so I can get back to writing. I got just some edits I have to do on volume 1. I have rewriting to do on the video game portions. So I can't do that and get all this stuff done. So these were all supposed to be done like right after Christmas, but my dad passed away and didn't get much work done in January. I don't have to name those. Those are just yarns. So yarn shade, low, bowl, blush, blush, eyes, eyes, eyes. All right, and then I 50. Enter key. I hit page up, page down key. Highlight. I don't think anything's in that layer, but I can delete empty layers too. So try to do that here in a second. Hair glow. That's when I realized I forgot her undies. Temp logo. Temp. Oh, yeah. BDI logo. Signature. Alrighty, so everything should be labeled pretty well. Let's take that out there. Alright, and then the last thing I'm going to do is just turn all this stuff off. So it is ready for me to do my audio commentary this weekend. Turn everything off. Everything comes off except the line arts. Actually, I need to turn all the layers off because if I just turn on the folder, it will all turn on. I don't want to do that. So come over here, turn all this off. All that comes off. PG, all that comes off. There. And then we'll turn on the disclaimer. And I need to resize. I got cut off, didn't it? Fuck it. Why did that get cut off? Let me go open up another disclaimer from one of these. Who knows? There we go. So we can delete that old one. It was just because it was resized for something. Okay, and we can close that and not save it. So this file is prepped and ready. Save. This actually is the smoothest and quickest it goes. That's because I already had the whips done. The Godzilla will take a lot longer. So cool. Let me come back over to my Evernotes. And we built the dev folder. I built the low res, I built the high res. And I built the critter PSD. So the only thing left to do is record the audio for critter. Wow. Pretty cool, actually. So what I'll do is record audio and then I process it, put it into here, and I'll explain how I do that after the audio is recorded. That'll be the part 2. And then I take that and upload it into my Mega account, and then I go into MailChimp and I mail stuff out to people and update the Kickstarter. So that's basically part 1 in a nutshell. I will be back on Sunday with the part 2 to show how I do all that as well. And then I will update the Kickstarter with 3 brand new Digibooks. Actually, I'll be back on Saturday to do the Godzilla part 1. So awesome. See y'all then. Bye.